15 fun facts on how the Grinch stole Christmas. Hey guys, so today we're doing, of course, more fun facts for you guys, so let's get right into it on how the Grinch stole Christmas. Number 1, Theodore Giselle's widow had a very specific vision for how the Grinch stole Christmas. Theodore Giselle, sorry, I'm not too sure, hadn't listened to much of his work during his life, but his widow Audrey began to open the floodgates after his passing in 1991. In 1998, she finally invited Hollywood studios to present her with pitches for How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which would be the first live-action film adaptation of any Seuss story. But she wasn't planning on leaving the project in any amateur's hands. For one, the competition was only open to writers and directors who had cashed $1 million paycheck from at least one movie in the past. In a letter that laid out all her terms, she also stipulated that she'd only consider Grinch wannabes who were of comparable stature of Jack Nicholson, Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, and Dustin Hoffman. Number 2 is Audrey Giselle removed nearly all the adult-themed humor from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Audrey Giselle didn't step aside once the contract was signed. She retained veto power over the film, which she mostly used on the script, all 8 versions of it. Quote, "There was much I didn't like," Giselle told Time. Rejected ideas included stuffed cat in the hat, hanging in the Grinch's cave, plenty of bathroom humor, and some sexual innuendos on which Audrey wouldn't design to elaborate. She told Entertainment Weekly that American Pie stuff has no place in Seuss. One notable adult-themed bit did make it into the film, whether Audrey realized it or not. A flashback shows a holiday party where couples are all tossing their keys into a glass jar, that some Who's are swingers. That's a small bit. Not many people, I don't think, would really realize that. Number 3, studio executives were worried Jim Carrey would be unrecognizable as the Grinch. Perfecting the Grinch's face took just as much work as writing the screenplay. Special makeup effects creator Rick Baker remembered shooting screen tests for as many as 6 different Grinch looks, one of which entailed painting Carrie's face green and doing little else. "I looked like some reject cast member from Cats," the actor said, while Universal Studios executives were worried that more elaborate makeup would render Carrie unidentifiable, and therefore not worth his $20 million fee. Everyone else agreed that the green face paint was cutting it. To prove that Carrie would still be recognizable beneath a prosthesis, Howard filmed several actors in full Grinch regalia and asked his daughter and her friends to pinpoint Carrie on the tape. The minute he started moving, they all said, "That's Jim," Howard told Newsweek. Number 4, Jim Carrey underwent torture endurance training to help him tolerate the Grinch costume. The first time Carrey strapped into the yak hair covered Grinch costume and matching green facial prosthesis, the process took more than 8 hours. "I went back to my trailer and put my leg through the wall. I told Ron Howard I couldn't do the movie," he revealed on the Graham Norton show in 2014. So Grazer enlisted a man who retained CIA agents in torture endurance to give Carrey some distraction tactics. Among them were eat everything you see, smoke as much as you possibly can, punch yourself in the leg, and ask someone to slap you. Carrey took all the advice and even came up with the method of his own, listening to the Bee Gees. Number 5, a makeup artist took a leave of absence from How the Grinch Stole Christmas because of Jim Carrey's behavior. Oh. According to Baker, Carrie's makeup process eventually averaged about 2.5 hours of application and another hour for removal, which Carrie had to endure a staggering 92 times. By the end of the project, literally, you could have hit me in the face with a baseball bat and I would have gone, "Good morning, how are you?" Carrie later said. "I learned patience. It was amazing, but getting there wasn't easy." Makeup artist Kazuhiro Tsuji, who would go on to win Oscars for his work on Darkest Hour and Bombshell, told Vulture that Carrey was so unpleasant and erratic on the set that his behavior started to stall production. After discussing the issues with his managers, they decided that Tsuji should take a leave of absence to prove how important he was to the project and work. Carrey promised to treat people better when Tsuji returned to work. Okay, so it worked out in the end, but still, like, I don't know. Actors don't come first all the time, people. Like, seriously. My nose is on fire. Okay, now here comes quiz time. So, number 1, where did the Grinch run away to? Mount Crumpet, Mount Grinch, Mount Grumpy, or Mount Christmas? And again, here are the answers and the question. So, where did Grinch run away to? Mount Crumpet, Mount Grinch, Mount Grumpy, Mount Christmas. Okay, number 6. Max is actually a female dog. Kelly the dog played the Grinch's loyal sidekick. Max easily won many viewers' hearts because of his naturally cute appearance and ability to somehow play the straight man to Carrie's manic Grinch persona. Another little secret that shows off Max's range is that according to Humane Hollywood, it's a female dog named Kelly. Kelly was undoubtedly a major highlight of the Grinch. The little glances in response to some of Carrie's lines prove she was a star. When it's considered they almost chose to make the dog entirely CGI, it's easier to appreciate the practicality that came with it, just recruiting a very talented dog instead. Number 7, Jim Carrey ad-libbed many of the Grinch's lines. Jim Carrey is an actor known for his ability to improvise, and Ron Howard wasn't shy about letting the actor shine, which led to some of the film's best lines. The lines Carrey delivers as the Grinch goes through his daily schedule were conjured up by him. According to TV Tropes, as was the table clearing moments and so much more. Relying too heavily on improvising can let a movie, especially comedy, go off tracks, but Howard clearly had faith in Carrey as well as an ability to keep focus on the story they were telling. Whoville was number 8, Whoville was almost entirely CGI. A hybrid practical and visual effects was ultimately used. During pre-production, the central location of Whoville was a big topic of discussion in terms of how to bring to life such a distinct-looking place. According to AWN, what became the daunting task of recreating the wildly imaginative world of Whoville from the original books could have been far simpler with the removal of practical effects. The original plan was to film the movie almost entirely on green screen. Thankfully, they stuck with a hybrid of practically and digital, resulting in a real-life Whoville. That's cool. Number 9. The Grinch's yellow eyes were practical and digital. While the Jim Carrey Grinch makeup team did an exceptional job disguising Jim Carrey behind prosthetics and makeup, it's the yellow contact lenses that really solidify the whole look. It renders him unrecognizable, allowing their viewer to enjoy his performance and forget about the A-list actor under the makeup. The price for this effectiveness was a great deal of discomfort for Carey, according to the Washington Times. With the eyes being primary point of pain, Carey reached a breaking point multiple times, requiring the effects team to digitally paste them on the certain shots. Number 10, Jim Carrey spent 92 days wearing the Grinch costume, which I had mentioned this. While the task of putting the outfit on and dealing with its extreme discomfort levels is worthy of its own discussion, the sheer amount of times Carrey had to don the full Grinch getup is surprisingly high. Since there were no scenes with Carrey out of makeup, every scene he shot required the green makeover. That meant, over the course of 5 months of principal photography, the actor had to wear the suit 92 days out of the total. Considering his comments on just how uncomfortable he was wearing the suit, it's easy to understand why the whole thing was just such a grueling process for Carrey. Quiz time. Why does what I said this? What is who made everyone realize what the true meaning of Christmas was? Cindy Lou Who, Grinch's mom, or Max? Again, who made everyone realize what the true meaning of Christmas was? Cindy Lou Who, Grinch's mom, or Max? The director wore the Grinch outfit for one day of the shooting. This is number 11. It's doubtful that Carrey's misery about putting on the Grinch suit so often was lost on anyone in production, least of all director Ron Howard. He recognized the troublesome nature of the process and decided Carrey should know of his appreciation. During one day of his production, Howard arrived at 3:30 in the morning to endure the same Grinch makeup experience Carrey had gone through each day. Eagerly awaiting Carrey's response, he actually got an angry reaction as Carrey thought Howard was a stunt double who looked nothing like him. After getting the full explanation, Carrey acknowledged his appreciation of Howard's sentiment. Of course, Carrey and Howard weren't the only ones to sport the iconic Grinch costumes, as actor Josh Ryan Evans played the 8-year-old Grinch in a few scenes. Number 12. Over 152,000 pounds of marble were crushed to make snow. Creating the Whoville set is a lot more than just building some fake houses and setting up some trees. They have to set the scene, fill the town with a sense of authenticity, and then cover all of it with a mountain's worth of snow. Since real snow couldn't really be used, the production team had to find a meaning of making it snow. Their solution was use crushed marble as substitute and ended up using 75 tons of it throughout production. Number 13. Over 250 hand-knitted outfits were made for the film. That's a lot, wow. While each Who and Whoville largely had similar looks and facial designs, their individual outfits are impressively different from one another. This was achieved by Los Angeles-based sweater designer Seth Cousins, who, along with 2 other knitters, made 250 original pieces of knitwear. Cousins and her team had to work quickly, as well as needing to provide the sweaters after 4 months. They ended up pulling it off, making approximately 83 sweaters each, including 8 red sweaters for Jim Carrey. It's an incredible feature since they were all hand knitted, which is really cool. 40 minutes of the movie is just visual effects. This is number 14. The Grinch Stole Christmas was obviously very effects heavy in bringing certain otherworldly aspects of the story to life. For the final cut, the special effects team was responsible for filling up over 40 minutes of the film's screen time, with a lot of 104 minutes in its runtime. At least 40 of those are shots composed entirely through digital means, an intimidating task for any VFX artist. The Grinch effects team helped to create shots of the Grinch's home on Mount Crumpet, as well as his sleigh ride adventures. Oh my god. Okay, last one. And a total of 1,000 hours went into applying makeup. While the Grinch was substantial itself, all the residents of Whoville needed prosthetics to bring their characters to life as well. Over 1,000 plus total hours was spent applying makeup and prosthetics to all those who's in Whoville, and the Grinch credited as being the movie with the most makeup used overall, taking the title away from Wizard of Oz. Wow. The Grinch would have completely failed had it not been for this committed team. The film's single Academy Award was won for the best makeup and hairstyling, serving as permanent reminder of their hard work. That's amazing. I love The Grinch. Let me know if you guys like The Grinch, what your favorite Christmas movie is, and let me know if you like the Hallmark movies, because I'm not a huge fan of them. They're all cheesy. They're the same line. We all know that. But you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll chat soon. Bye now.